morning. I'm just going to go over a few of the setup enhancements that we have recently added to FBS just to make you more aware of what's available when you're working with your setup files, specifically cost profit centers and ledger accounts. So we're going to run this report here just to give a couple of test examples. And for the first one, I'm going to show you, we're kind of looking at this center column right here. We're going to see what happens if I delete a center. So we're going to take this number one. I'm going to click on delete. It asks me if I'm sure, and I say yes. I'm going to save it. Don't ever recommend doing that, but for demo purposes, I went ahead and did that. So if I refresh this report, rerun this report probably would be best. I deleted that center, so it's going to come up as not used on this report. And we see that right here that our test of this last entry at 224, center one is not used. So say I deleted it on accident. I really didn't mean to delete that center. There is a way to recover that so you do not leave all those orphaned entries. This is a little different than it used to be. Used to be you could just come in here and click on add and add it in center one, and then it would restore that all those entries to the correct center. Now we have different options. The first thing I have to do is hit save. A little nuance there, and then I go to tasks and restore deleted. And it brings up this table of any deleted centers I have. And you can see it has center one here is deleted. And if you had more than one center that you had deleted, they would all be listed here. You can go through and select which ones you want to restore. And I choose restore. And then I cancel this screen again. Just close it out because there's nothing else there I want to restore. I save my centers, close the screen, and I rerun it. And then that center is restored right there. Except it's a little different than it was before, so it's nice to have that option to just go ahead and restore it. Before you had to worry about if internal IDs were the same, and now you do not. It's much easier to restore a center. It's a little different in how things are done. Second thing I'm going to talk about is ledger account types. So we're going to play around with this first asset account right here. We're going to go to setup, accounting, ledger accounts. And we're going to go to this first expense account. It's currently a type C. C for livestock. We can change it to anything. We can change it to, so I'm going to change it back to the standard really quick just for this purpose. And then we're going to rerun that report. So what we're going to get, so this is a first asset. We're just going to look at this entry really quick. It is, because we changed the type on it, it's going to give us a warning here, or just an informational box. And it says that there's an issue on line 0 for this entry. The account type for the account 300 was changed since the entry was made. It went from it says that the account type and the entry is for type A and it is now set up as type M. I'm not really sure why it changed to M, but it says M right there. If you wish this line of this entry to use the most recent account type, then you'll need to delete their line and re-enter the line. So what that's telling you is that the account type changed, and when you change the account type, it changes what fields are available for that line. And so if you wanted to have this entry to be able to utilize the types of fields available for type M, you would need to delete the top line and then re-enter it. It's going to open the entry. We do see that there's only one line here, so to delete it, you'd have to either delete the entire entry, or I would just go here. I would insert a line after it, type in another line that mimics the top line. Mimic it exactly. It's going to give you your different options here for your lines. And then I come up here to line number 1 and delete it. So then I'm back to my one-lined entry that is balanced. This second line can be deleted as well now. We don't need it. So we're left with just the line like it was when we first came into the entry. And then we could save the entry with the new line type. Okay. So a better example of this is going to be, I'm going to show you what I mean here. We're going to go back to setup and accounting, ledger accounts. We're going to change this expense account to a livestock account. It has a few more um, fields that are more easily seen. So I'm going to rerun this report really quick. So before we only had the line for our quantity, and where we come back into this line again. We're gonna get the same message. Message is gonna be edit my still says M. We did change it to different type than M. It's talking about that's account 300. It's talking about though, not the account 200 that we changed. There's the message for account 200. And we just come over here, so now we can see that if I just click through this, we would have we wouldn't have any changes. It looks the same. It used to be that you could just go down to a different ledger account and click through, and then come back to the expense account you originally used, and it will act like it's going to work and act like I can put a weight in here. I can save it, but if we refresh this report, oops, go through this message again, we do see the weight is right there. So it's just letting you know that you made a change to the ledger account type, and to be aware of that. If you're wanting to edit that line, that there might be some issues with editing it. You'd have to go through essentially, and by changing it to a different ledger account and changing it back is cheating the system a little bit. I could have also added a line and deleted a line, but that's kind of new warning that we have coming in on that screen for you as well. If there's any questions, contact support and we'd be happy to help. Thanks.